In this lesson, you're going to be making a countdown timer app. Now, we've made a very simple countdown app before that just used text, but this one will use Spinbox widgets inside the TK-Inter window. We're going to be getting and setting values using something called TK-Inter int vars to do that. And we're generally going to be having a more complex program structure with more functions. We're going to start off by launching the idle shell and positioning it over on the right-hand side. And then I'm going to launch a new file, which is going to be where I'll be putting my code. We'll start off by importing TK-Inter, and I'm going to say win equals tkinter.tk as usual. Watch for the bracket, and we'll give it a title this time. And my title is just going to be shown as countdown timer. Up to you if you want to use capitals or not. And then what I'm going to do is save that, and we'll put it in the usual folder, and we'll call it countdown app. And then let's just check that's working by running it. There we go. Now the first thing I'm going to do is add a button to it. It would be probably more sensible to add the countdown spinners, but I think we're going to start with a button just because I've had trouble with it displaying properly otherwise. So I'm just going to start by saying start button equals TK-Inter dot button. We're adding it to the window, and its text is going to say start, and let's just check that works. We'll just get a tiny button showing up when we pack it on this. Sorry about that. There are two ways obviously we can add this, or three ways we can add this to the screen. I'm just going to use pack today, and we'll look at why and how we can position that neatly in a moment. So there's our button. It's quite tiny, so I'm going to set its font to be Arial, and we'll do size 24. Make sure you've got both those brackets on that part so it shows up properly. And we're going to add some padding around it, and what we'll do, we'll put pad x equals 20, pad y equals 20, and I'm also going to say side equals left. And this will just mean that everything gets pushed over to the left hand side of the window here and will just be shown up more neatly. So we've got our button working fine. Let's have a go at adding a spin button. Now I'm going to give the spin button the name mins spin for the minute spin, and we're going to do tkinter.spinbox. And a spin box is basically like a text box with two little buttons next to it to go up and down. We've got to specify the starting value, and we would think from would be the logical thing to write, but it's expecting from is something to do with importing. So instead we're going to do from underscore. So really be careful you put that underscore in. It's easy to miss it out, but it won't work properly without it. And for my minute spinner, I'm just going to make it go from 0 up to 10. I'm going to say the width is going to be 3 characters wide, and I'm going to set the same font style in here just so it looks similar, and put a bracket at the end, and then just go back to the left. There we go, make this a bit wider so you can see all that. And if we run that now, we've got a lovely spin box showing up, or we will have when we pack it next to it. So let's just quickly put that in here, and I'm just going to do some padding on this one as well. And I'm going to start off by actually, what I'll do, I'll copy all that just so we've got the same attributes for now. And we'll run that, and we've got our first spin box showing up. And the great thing with the spin box is you've got all that bit to change the number coded already. So it's going to be much easier than us having to code all that all over again ourselves. We're going to make a second spinner next to it as well. So I'm going to pop that in here by copying and pasting and call it sec spinner, like that. And this time we need to go up to 59 seconds. So let's just save that, run it again, and that's looking great. We've only got a couple of problems with that. One is that just check these are working properly with the numbers. Yeah, that's great. They're a little bit far apart, so what I'm going to do is change the way the padding works. And this, if you've done any HTML or CSS, you might be familiar with the idea of being able to pad on each side. So I'm going to pad 20 on the left but 0 on the right, and on my second spinner I'm going to change the padding to be 0 for X. We've got the same padding for Y each time, but if we run all this now, you'll find our minute and second spinner much closer together, and that looks a lot neater. So all we need to do now is just do one last thing so we can make variables to find out the values here. And to do this, we're going to make things that tkinter calls integer variables. Now, we have used a string variable in another project, but a tkinter string variable will do a tkinter int variable, and that will just get the value of minutes from here and store it in a variable called mins. I'm going to do the same thing for seconds as well, and we're just going to put that in here like that. But what we need to do is give those starting values as well, and we can just do it by saying set. You don't do equals the way you do a normal variable, but with a special variable like this you have to use set and get to get them. I think I'm going to make the minutes start at 1 and the seconds start at 30, just so we can check they've changed. Now we've got one final thing to do to connect these up here, because you'll notice there's nothing saying which one is which other than a bit of logic for us. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to add in here text variable equals, and this one is going to be mins. Now, just so that all fits on your screen, I'm just going to go after that comma and press enter, and we'll do the same thing. I'm going to copy text variable here, and for the next one I'm just going to paste that in and say text variable equals sex, like that. Need a comma, which I forgot on that one. It's quite useful having two very similar variables because you can look for the pattern, two very similar definitions rather. And if we run that now, we should expect it to set these values to 130 when we run it. And there we go, it's showing up as 130. So have a go at getting all that code working on your computer, and in the next video we'll look at how we can make the timer actually start working.